The playwright Tennessee Williams once wrote, "Is believing you're lucky." That may be true, but people around the world have always tried to boost their good fortunes with talismans, symbols, and trinkets, including a few that may seem bizarre today. Tintinnabulum. The ancient Romans were staunch believers in the powers of amulets, pendants, and other good luck charms, but few talismans are as unusual as the tintinnabulum. Ostensibly a wind chime, the tintinnabulum typically featured a collection of bells surrounding a bronze carving of a winged phallus. When hung from a doorway or window and rustled by the breeze, the tintinnabulum would create a jingling sound that was believed to ward off bad spirits and bring good fortune to the household. The tintinnabulum wasn't the only Roman trinket to feature a winged phallus, or fascinus. The design was a recurring motif in Roman art, thought to offer protection against the evil eye. According to the ancient writer Marcus Terentius Varro, Roman boys were even known to wear fascinus amulets around their necks to prevent harm from coming to them. Chimney sweeps. Chimney sweeps are considered lucky in the UK and Europe. One version of the superstition involves an intrepid sweep saving King George III from a runaway horse, while another involves a soot-covered laborer falling off a roof and being saved by a woman who later became his wife. Shaking or passing a chimney sweep is said to bring luck. The ritual is especially linked with weddings because it's considered lucky to meet chimney sweeps just after church. Some couples still engage a chimney sweep to give the bride a lucky kiss. Hangman's ropes. During the days of public executions in Europe and the United States, it was not uncommon for spectators to hunt down artifacts associated with the condemned. One of the most sought after of these morbid souvenirs was the hangman's noose, which was widely believed to hold special powers. This ill-omened cord seems to have possessed a great reputation in different times and countries for rare occult and beneficent qualities. A British magazine noted in 1882, sick people would wrap the ropes around their heads as a cure for headaches and fevers, but the talisman was most popular among gamblers and card sharps, many of whom believed that owning a piece of a noose would keep them in good standing with Lady Luck. The ropes were so valuable that hangmen were even known to cut them into pieces for sale as good luck charms. Earth Cauls. A caul, Latin for helmeted head, is a portion of amniotic membrane that covers newborn's faces. Its rarity spawned many superstitions, despite its harmlessness. A caul was considered a good luck charm in ancient Rome. Emperor Diocletianus was named after his caul, which resembled a crown. Midwives stole cauls from newborn babies because they were believed to bring eloquence, health, and wealth. European newspapers sold preserved membranes as lucky totems in the 19th century. Sailors and ship captains wanted cauls because they believed they would protect them from drowning. Thumb sups. First arising as a fad in the late 19th century in Britain, Australia, and the United States, thumb sups were tiny charms featuring a cherub-faced doll, giving the lucky thumbs-up gesture with both hands. The trinkets had bodies made of metal and a wooden head that allowed their owner to touch wood or knock on wood for good fortune. Behold in Me, the Birth of Luck, read a poem that accompanied one advertisement. Two charms combined, touchwood thumbs-up. Thumbs-ups were at their most popular during World War I, when they were often given to soldiers to serve as lucky talismans on the battlefront. Some versions also featured a four-leaf clover painted on the doll's head to give their owners an extra dose of good fortune. Swastikas. Hinduism and Buddhism revere the Sanskrit swastika, meaning well-being. New archaeological discoveries made the bent cross a good luck symbol in the West in the 19th century. By the early 20th century, it was on Coca-Cola ads, Boy Scout merit badges, food packaging, aeroplanes, jewelry, and even Canadian hockey team uniforms. Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party adopted the swastika as a symbol of their belief in an ancient Aryan race in the 1920s and 1930s. After World War II, the association made the swastika a loathed symbol of fascism and banned it in Germany, although many still use it as a religious symbol. Hunchbacks. In ancient times, those with spine curvature or other physical disorders were severely mocked and believed to be lucky. The Greeks and Romans represented hunchbacked individuals in their art and sculpture, and it was believed that stroking a hunchback brought luck. Historian Barbara Hughes Fowler, author of The Hellenistic Aesthetic, suggests that hunchbacks may have deflected the evil occurs because of their sheer ugliness or because they provoke laughter, which would in itself dispel the dark powers, or because they somehow anticipated the worst that the eye could do. The superstition is most closely connected with the Mediterranean. A hunchback charm, called a gobbo, can still be seen in Italy. But in the early 20th century, professional baseball teams often used hunchbacks as lucky team mascots. Bezoars. Bezoars are hardened, pearl-like clumps of indigestible matter that sometimes form in the stomach lining of animals, such as goats, llamas, deer, and sheep. Middle Eastern physicians first mentioned the stones sometime around 1080, and the stones became known as mystical good luck charms throughout Europe and Asia. Bezoar stones were often mounted in elaborate gold settings or worn as protective amulets, but they were also prized for their supposed curative powers. Since certain animals ate venomous snakes, it was believed that the bezoars from their bellies contained a small remnant of toxin that could serve as an antidote to poisons. The stones were also believed to counteract a host of other ailments, including epilepsy, dysentery, and even the plague. During the ravages of the Black Death in the 14th century, the stones were laid on the bodies of bubonic plague victims in the hope of curing their sores.